What's happening, people? What's going on? It's a beautiful Sunday morning, and we are here through the grace of God to be able to be here. Let's first get that situated and understood. To be in this position of being able to say, "Hey, I'm up, I'm awake, I'm active, I'm out." Get ready to get into my day. It's only through the grace. We had a wonderful day yesterday. Bulldogs won. Hey, Georgia Tech won. Let's see if we can make it the cycle. The cycle will be if I win in fantasy and the Falcons win. That's a cycle. That'll be a good weekend. So let's go Falcons. Let's go my team. Right now, I'm trying to fight to make the playoffs, and if I don't make a move here pretty quickly, I'm done. Just get ready for next season. Today, I'm doing a yellow cake. I'm doing the Caldwell yellow cake. And a lot of times people don't understand about the yellow cake. The yellow cake is a small line that Caldwell produces as a treat. It's produced as a treat. It's not overly promoted, distributed, but for the ones that can get yellow cakes, you'll enjoy it. The bigger version of it is got a little bit more body to it. The petite Coronas are medium. Caldwell does one that I just enjoy and love, and it's called the Savage. I'm starting to really get into the all hail the Queen. I'm a big Mad King and Long Live the King and Eastern Standard guy. I like the stuff. I like the tea. I like the stuff that he's blended with AJ Fernandez, Midnight Express. He just put out good product. And that's what it's about. It's about putting out good product. It's about being in a good situation. It's about enjoying yourself. It's about enjoying your smokes. It's about just sitting back, relaxing, and having a great time. This smoke is about 15 to 20 minutes. So it's just enough for you to be able to say, hey, I had a quick cigar break. It's not going to be something that's going to last for an hour. It's not that kind of smoke. It's a petite Corona. Y'all see the size. So, it's just straight to the point. I've seen some weird stuff, social media wise. This a big issue right now. With choices, what people are allowing, what we're viewing. What we're viewing is content. Some of the material is made for TV. It's prearranged. It's predetermined. It's for views. And we've gotten so far caught up with views being determined how we move. Social media determines how we react and things like that. You know, a lot of the things that have been said have been brought to life. It's been very matter of fact. Some of the stuff is not tactful. Some of it needs to be heard. But, you know, sometimes people have a tendency not to want to, they don't want to take the information that is given to them. They want to hold on to their truths. Holding on to a truth because of a feeling or how you feel, and you have no validity in regards to how the truthfulness to it, then that means that you're not doing yourself any service. You're doing yourself an injustice, because you're going on something that's not real. Your emotion and your feelings does not make it real. What makes it real is the fact that a certain way that you're responding to it, that means that you're not willing to look at any other side. So the question comes up, do you continuously try to have conversations with people that just, you know, they see things in a different manner? At a location last night, and you know, out with a couple of friends, and we smoking cigars, and we're having a good time, and started to have a conversation with this couple that came in. And it was interesting on the couple because, you know, they're a cute couple. They match each other. And young guy, he's talking this and talking that. And it's obvious that through the conversation that, you know, his girl is the one that is working. She's gainfully employed. She's doing everything. And he's, you know, so he tells us that he's in school. He's trying to finish school. Okay. I think she has a, you know, 17-year-old daughter. And they're sitting there talking, and I'm noticing that she's doing everything to try to get his approval. And she really loves him. And when I mean really loves, she's in the grind with him. And I had to pull him to the side. I said, hey man, listen, I don't know anything about your business. I'm not trying to get in your business. But the one thing I can identify and tell you with, and that is that if you have someone that has your 6, recognize the simple fact that they have your 6. So whether he thought that she was not the one that he wanted, or whether he, you know, think that he's waiting off for something better, I had to explain it to him. Hey man, listen, let's be realistic. That woman loves the hell out of you, and I see it. And this is the first time that I've met you guys. I see it. She asked you to dance with her. And you say, nah, I don't want to dance because that's not my song. And I had to let you know, listen, bro, sometime as a man, you're not going to get what you want. you got to make sure that you are obliging to her and some of the things that she want to do. It's not always your way. And like I told him, I say, man, you have to put yourself in a situation whereas you can't beat a dead horse. You've already won the fact that she loves and she has chosen you. Because over the past couple of days, we've been going through a back and forth with a lot of situations where, we talk about, my man started off, hey man, I want you to talk about some relationships. I said, okay, well, I will. And what has happened is that this is my belief and my belief only. I'm not trying to push it. All I'm trying to do is give information to people. It doesn't matter how a woman, if you're involved with a woman, how the situation is. If she does not choose you, it's only going to be a matter of time before that is over. Because a woman has to choose you. She has to choose a man. And then a friend of mine said, made it clear. A man picks a woman, but a woman chooses a man. If you understand what that means. A man picks a woman. I can pick anyone that I want. But until she fully chooses me, all I'm doing is picking. So I might have it for a little while, but I never had his heart. I never had her heart. I never had her soul. I never had her respect because I only came at her and she looks at me in one way, whether it's financially, physically, and all of those things at a point, they have a tendency to kind of break down. But see, when a woman chooses you, she's going to ride it. She's going to ride it until you make her make the decision to leave you or go somewhere else. She's going to be right there with you. And if she don't choose, it's easy for her to walk away from something. So the one thing that we have to understand and identify, and that is that a lot of it is based upon the female's view, based upon how she feels, based upon whether or not she thinks that you're a good mate to pair bond with, to grow with. She's never going to give you that all. There's a lot of guys out here that are not their woman's first choice. Not. Let's be realistic, man. A lot of the guys that are out here, they are in position based upon financial, stroke game, or you've caught someone that is tired of going through the back and forth because of the choices that she's made, and she wants to do something different. She wants to try something new. She wants to go against the grain. So therefore, you might come across situations where you'll see people, you'll be like, man, why is he trying to wipe her up? Why is he trying to turn her against her nature or something that she enjoys doing? Joe Smith ex-wife, or wife rather, goes on a podcast and says, they ask her, how many bodies do she have? Her response was, all the bodies that I had while I was doing adult films or porn or whatever, scorn or however you want to call it, those bodies don't count. So in her mind, She's given herself multiple times to several different men, but she don't count those. The key issue is that to a man is, did he penetrate you? Was it done willfully? It was done willfully, meaning whether or not you got paid for it or you did it voluntarily, you did it willfully. And did he penetrate you? And did he insert himself into you? And if you can answer yes to those questions, you got to count those bodies. I'm sorry. You know, that's just like a man sit back and say, "Hey, listen, I didn't have sex with her. I put my penis inside of her, but I didn't have sex with her." How's that gonna fly? That won't fly, and it ain't gonna work. So please be mindful of the simple fact that reality is something that a lot of people take for granted. Reality is something that people don't try to pay attention to. Reality is something that we need to be held accountable. Reality is something that brings forth truthfulness to us, that we need to identify that, hey, we have a problem. We have a concern. There is something that is happening. There is something that's happening that possibly could be a concern or issue later on in life. If I'm choosing to spend the rest of my life with you, then I need to be able to identify the simple fact that you are somebody that I can trust. You know, how will you raise our children? How will you carry, my name? How will you respect me as a man when I respect you as a woman? If there is any disrespect in that equation, I need to think again about what's actually happening. Because if I can't trust you, if I can't see that we're growing, or if I can't get an understanding that we are in position to build, for us to build anything, that compromises that all the way around. If I can't trust you to the point whereas you are going to take care of the things that are needed to be taken care of, or support or be with me, I need to reevaluate that. so heartedly, because what I'm looking at is when I go to war, or when I go out to this job and I have to deal with stuff on a day-to-day basis, I need to know that at any point in time, if something was to happen to me, that everything will still continue to go. And it just to take the pressure off. I'm not a perfect person. No one in this world is a perfect person. We all have our faults. But I would rather deal with a person that effectively try to understand when they do have faults, they want to try to make corrections to them. They don't want to just continue to keep living a certain way, knowing that that could not be beneficial. And especially if you've done it a couple of times and you still haven't gotten the right response. If you keep thinking that you are stuck in your way and you doing it this way, and who gonna make me boo and all that kind of stuff, and you still don't have any success with the plan that you have, then you might need to look in the mirror. And if a person comes in and they truly are concerned about your day-to-day, if a person comes in and they are trying to uplift, if a person comes in and they are trying to help you achieve the goals that you're trying to achieve, respect that and understand what you have. Sometimes we can go through life and we won't understand it. We won't understand it. And sometimes you won't see it until it's gone. And when it becomes gone,
waiting for pairing.
Sorry about that. And when it becomes gone, then you want to sit back and try to understand why these things are happening. Well, they're happening, first of all, for the simple fact that you're not listening to anything that is being said. You're not. You're not listening to anything that's happening around you. You're not listening to anything that is coming across to you. It's all about you. Some people might say, well, hey, I'm doing this and I'm doing that. Don't you see this? But if at the end of the day, if I bring something to you and I'm expressing how I feel to you and there's still no change in it, then I have to recognize the simple fact that either you are choosing not to do it or it's something else that is holding you back on it. Once again, nobody's perfect. But what I try to do is I try to make necessary changes for people that I care and I love about, so that if they bring something to me, I'm going to review it. I'm going to listen to it, and I'm going to try to see their side of the story on it. And if I can come to a conclusion that it's something that is not detrimental to me to the point where it makes me change, something that's drastic. If it's something that can be, it's just maybe, hey, I don't like when you don't pick up your clothes. When you take your clothes off, where do you put them at? It could be something that's as frivolous as that. But if you bring it to my attention, and if it's something that I can do that's going to change you from getting in that place or in that space, what is it going to hurt me to pick it up? If you come to me and after we get through eating and you say, well, you don't wash any dishes, I'm not a big dish fan. I'll be honest with you. I'm not. But I will, put everything together. I'm not expecting for you to sit back and do all of this, because I can cook. I can cook for myself. I can wash my own clothes. I am self-sufficient when it comes to myself. I know how to make sure that I'm fed. clean, bathe, straighten up a house, clean a house, all of these type of things. You know, um, get up and go to work every day, network after I get off work, build businesses, build brands. These are all things that I can do. So the question comes in, and that is that you come across and you meet people, you want someone that's going to be able to, in the areas that you lack or the areas that you need support in, and not necessarily lack, that might be a wrong word, in areas where you feel like you need support, that person is supposed to be that support for you. And that's what make you jail. That's what make you understand what life is. So one of the big things that people sit back and understand, they say females look for provision uh, and protection. Men look for support, sex, uh, and if they want a showpiece, some guys they want a showpiece, and they're gonna pay for it. When you look at it, just look at it like horses. You have to identify what type of horse you want, or what type of horse you are able to afford. If you go out there and get some of those Persian horses, those horses that are built on grace and style and look and all of that kind of stuff, you're gonna pay a pretty penny for that horse. You can go out there and get a workhorse, a Clydesdale, big, strong. Uh, they know their job. Their job is to look good and be elegant, but massive. And they do their job. You can get those horses that they're average, they're decent horses, they're good horses, but they're not the Persians or some of the other high-end horses, but they are good, stable, steady horses. And then we can get the donkeys that think that they're horses. And that's no disrespect. I'm not. And that comes on men and women. Women can get them donkeys thinking that he's a horse, and he's not a horse. He's a donkey. So understand that. If you go out here and you find someone, look for them for the right reasons, and make sure that you're choosing for the right reasons, because there are plenty of women that are drop dead gorgeous, but the insides are just horrible. There are some women that are average, but they're hardworking and they're good women. And then you have some ones that are delusional, who think that they are more than what they are. And who's to tell them what they are? Because everybody should have self-confidence, but everybody should also have a dose of reality. And if you are in a position where you are, you're not getting that guy that you think that you deserve, you really need to identify and realize that that might not be your lane. That might not be the space that you need to be in. Me and my mother talk all the time, and I tell her, and I've told her, I said, there were two men in your life that truly loved you, but you did not understand, and everything that you were going on was glitz and glamour. And I hate to say this, but my mother's now is at an age where she should be enjoying her life. She should be sitting back and enjoying herself in the morning, traveling, seeing the world. She's not in that space. And now she's in a position where, she doesn't want to understand or realize, understand, hey, listen, I missed out on someone that truly loved me and was there for me and wanted to be with me. That goes to show you, you got to let a woman choose you, because if she chooses you, she's down for you. If she doesn't choose you, anything happen that pops off, and it's a flight risk. Smoke well, my friends. I hate to, down everything with the spirit, but I just, I, it's a lot of things that we just got. We just we confuse it ourselves, and we don't have to. We don't have to. We make it harder. My grandmother told me a long time ago, it's your bed, you got to lay in it. If we sit back and, I'd rather have someone that I know that is willing to work with me and willing to be there with me and ride it out, be my 6 and I'm going to be her 12. I'd rather have someone like that, because I'm willing to put forth every effort to be, to show, to support, to provide, to do all of these different type of things. Protect. I'm willing to put my life on the line for that, because she's worthy of me protecting her. If she's not worthy of me protecting her, why am I in a situation? And that's what you have to look at. Smoke well, my friends. I'm about to go get something to eat. I'm gonna finish off my Caldwell yellow cake, and hopefully you'll get an opportunity to try one yourself. If you've had the yellow cake before, send me a comment. Tell me what you thought about it. If you haven't had one, or if you're trying to look for one, I can tell you a place where you can come and get them from. Call them, order them, tell them to send them to you, whatever the situation may be. But the yellow cake is really a good smoke. And I do, like the petite Coronas, they come in a 5-pack. They're about $30 for 5 cigars. So you're looking at it, the petite Coronas are running about $6 a pop. And it's well worth it. It's well worth it. It's a quick, short smoke, medium smoke, good for in the morning. Good if you have a light breakfast or anything like that. You can still smoke it. It's just a great blend. It's a great blend. Smoke well, my friends, and enjoy.